Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. There was a girl who was in our news segment. Betty Rock did it, where she was talking about, I don't even know how people learned or lived before, Google in your phone, because how did they know anything? You don't know. And so now you can Google stuff instantly. But before that, you had like encyclopedias, or you just didn't know. You had to go ask somebody, and maybe you didn't find out right away. But Betty Rock is always on the ball and always ready to point out where I have been wrong, and she will use the Google for sure. We had played earlier today the AC/DC hook, TNT. TNT. Oh, that's not a bad. Dynamite. Wow, that's a pretty good Bon Scott. TNT, and I will not fight. I've been singing it that way for a good 30 years.
So he's singing. Yeah, you ran through it. Let me go through it again. Okay, so Wally was singing, "'Cause I'm TNT, I'm dynamite, TNT, and I will not fight." Yeah, and then I was like, that doesn't sound like an AC/DC song. Like they would want to fight at any point.
When you think about it, you're absolutely right. Yeah. It doesn't match the tone of the song. Yeah. Why would I have ever come up with that? And it turns out I was wrong. She Googled it. So
I Googled it, and he says, "'Cause I'm TNT,
nice.
I'm dynamite, TNT."
It sounds like a Muppet doing AC/DC.
That's what he sounds like, a Muppet. And I will win and I'll win the fight.
Yeah, and I win the fight. That makes so much more. And I'll win the fight. It makes so much more sense now.
Win the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have songs that we've sang wrong for years.
For years, yes.
I still have the Lauren Daigle one that in my head, when she says, I think I'm falling short, I always say, I think I'm Pauly Shore. In my head, I always hear that. And there's different songs like that for sure.
Yeah, we talked about this once before on the radio, but it was one that the Newsboys...
Yeah.
He says in the verse, I'm sorry that I'm boring you, Gavin.
Sorry. I get tired at this time.
This is nap time.
No.
I've already tinkled. I'm ready for a bed.
In a Newsboys song, he says, I need to Lysol everything that I know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, it makes sense because you want to disinfect all the sin in your life, I guess.
But it's lasso, isn't it?
Why would he say lasso?
Like, harness, rain everything that I know.
I'm going to look it up.
I think it's lasso. I need to lasso everything that I know.
If that is the real lyrics, then I would say mine were better.
It's tough because I can't picture Michael Tate using a lasso.
What's the name of that song?
I can picture him in a cowboy hat,
What's the name of that
Born
song?
Again?
Born Again.
Much like Little Nas X.
Lyrics. Everything that...
Lasso, right?
Wait, I found myself... Wait, am I looking at Born Again? I've been born again. This is what it is.
Is it Born Again? I feel like it's
I've been born. I thought it was too. I need to Lysol everything that I know. And I'm gonna go solo. And I'm never gonna go out again. Because this is who it is. This is who I am. Yeah, this is the
Maybe
right
you've
one.
just been so far off.
I found myself looking into the mirror and knew I wasn't who I wanted to be. I was living like the way that I wanted, but my eyes reminded me I'm not free.
No, here it is. It's believe a lie so. Everything that I know.
Believe a lie so. Everything that I know.
Believe a lie so. Everything that
So he isn't even saying lasso.
We're not even close.
No, we're not right either.
Believe a lie so.
Everything that I know.
Yeah, but don't you think that it would be better if he said...
a lie so.
Yeah, if he said, I need to Lysol everything that I know.
Maybe during the pandemic.
That's why other people write.
Yeah. I thought lasso was a little strange too. So I believe the Lyso is better.
At least we've cleared that up.
Yeah, exactly. We got through all that. It is interesting. There was one company that they forbid people from bringing their phones into meetings. You had to leave your phone out in a box outside the meeting.
You would be lost.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be able to take pictures of you sleeping. Yeah, okay, that's actually
great stuff.
The tables are actually turned on that one.
Very true.
Instead, we just hear in the meeting, we just...
Oh, yeah. I have that really long vibrating tone.
Yeah. You could change it, but you
he's
don't.
Getting a call.
No, I made it so that it would.
I know.
Because I was missing too many calls. They would vibrate and I wouldn't feel it. So this one's like, gang, 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 gang. But they would have everybody, they would have everybody leave their phones in a box outside. And the whole reason is they were like, we've lost our ability to wonder. We just know the answers. Yeah. We can instantly get to information. And so they're like, while we're brainstorming, coming up with things, things I want us to think and not just know the answer, and let's process what we're thinking and see if it takes us in a different direction. Like, oh, that's pretty forward thinking going backwards, but like a really good idea. Oh, man. I was so sad last year when they announced that the McRib was on its final year. I mean, devastated, doesn't even begin to cover it.
Took a grief day as well.
I did. I mean, I took one for that and a half day for my dad passing away. And so, I mean, this is a big deal. And so... McDonald's, though, they had their big farewell for the McRib last year, but they just confirmed it is going to be back next month at participating locations.
Don't celebrate because that is just gaslighting us.
They're
all
just
using us.
Yeah, they're trying to drive sales, I'm sure. I don't care. Don't care at all.
It's ridiculous.
How does McDonald's need to drive sales?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, McRib it up. I thought of you yesterday, Betty Rock, because I had Chicky Nug Nugs for dinner or lunch yesterday. And my wife went and got them because I wasn't feeling good. I stayed at home yesterday.
And instead of having chicken noodle soup,
I did the next best thing. I had chicken nuggets. It's still chicken.
It's part of the soup. Yeah, just without the soup.
Yeah, what I did was I would take the thing and I would dip it in. I would bite it, and then I would take a sip of Coke and swoosh it around my mouth, so that way it was like soup.
That is disgusting.
Chicken nugget soup. So good. I was so happy that the McRib is coming back. I hope that the McDonald's near us, where I live, will have it because I guess it's maybe not guaranteed, but that would be a mistake, honestly.
Have you ever? I know it's like it'd be probably like a sin to do so. Have you ever tried to make your own McRib? Because I feel like it wouldn't be the hardest thing in the world to
What you would
replicate.
have to do is
Do
just
it
have a
better.
barbecue chicken sandwich. That's all it is.
No,
and it would be
a
better.
Rib. It's rib.
That's chicken in rib form.
No.
Yes, it is.
That's so weird. What are you talking
it's
about?
pork.
No, it's
pork.
not.
Yes.
Are you crazy?
It's pork
It's
or
not. It's nothing.
it's pork or a yoga mat. We're not sure.
I was going to
which.
say, you could just cut a little rectangle from like a rubber mat in your garage and then cover it with barbecue sauce. Same effect.
I love that though, because it's just pressed into shape, and so I love that they pressed it into shape with bones, like theoretically that should have been there that were probably never there in this concoction.
It's the most wild, like. Yeah, it's basically like hot dog. Like I feel like hot dogs, we just accept how they are what they are.
Yeah. Saturday, I was at Costco and got a hot dog. Yeah. Like you're talking about my whole weekend of eating, actually.
I'm looking to see. Here we go. 5 disturbing McRib facts.
Oh no!
Let's do it.
See, this is why we
This
leave.
is so good.
This is why that company leaves phones outside.
Nutrition facts make you want a mixed salad. Okay, and downright frightening. No. It contains a whopping 500 calories, meaning you are getting a fourth of your daily calories in one sandwich if you're
That's not bad.
on a standard calorie diet. McRib meat is not what you think.
Oh, please.
Oh, yeah, I know.
McDonald's admits that in spite of its name, the sandwich is not made from rib meat.
What?
How this doesn't fall under false advertising and labeling, I'm not sure, but somehow they get away with it. McDonald's claims that the sandwich is composed primarily of
Snout.
shoulder meat.
Okay.
sure.
All right.
As it turns out, the truth is much less appetizing. That the
Still a
ingredients
pig.
actually consist of restructured meat products like heart, tripe, and
It's like
scalded
intestines.
stomach.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You're saying that it has that stuff in it?
Yes.
That is.
That's not going to stop you.
No, I don't know. I'd probably.
Are you serious? You're eating.
I probably will still
I'm going
eat
to look
it.
and see what is tripe.
Tripe, I think, is the intestine.
It better not be on the rear of a thing. Of a
Tripe.
I think tripe is part of the
Edible
intestine.
lining from the stomachs of various farm animals.
Why do you even need that in there? Why don't you just take the rib meat, you sons of guns?
It'd be so expensive. This is probably the leftovers. Like they're like, well, what do we do with this leftover?
It lines the
pig.
stomach. Okay, and then
can't
scalded
listen to this.
stomach. What is scalded stomach?
I don't know, but it does not sound
I gotta
tummy
look
fat.
it up now. Scalded stomach.
this is not good.
This is like ruining.
It's like Survivor when they used to have those eating challenges, or what was that show
Man
with Joe
versus
Rogan?
Wild. This is Man versus Wild stuff right here.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty much they took their intestines and chopped them up.
This is like haggis, but like rebranded.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Weird McRib ingredients are used in yoga mats and shoes. The additive called azadine azodicarbonamide.
Wow.
Yep.
Azodicarbonamide. This means that it's in a McRib. It's also found in gym mats, yoga mats, and the soles of shoes.
Oh, so that's always like an accurate thing to say about
Yeah.
Our rear. Okay. Oh, and look. That's a frozen McRib,
Yeah, it's like white. Yeah, that's tough.
and it's made of heart and
Tripe?
stomach,
That's
intestine
tough.
lining.
That's tough.
I never wanted to know
Yeah.
about
That's
tripe.
tough.
That's tough because I always watch the eating contest on Survivor and just get sick. I'm like, I have a real like tender tummy for that stuff, and like this is not making me thrilled. But I will. The good news about
What is the good news?
having
Please tell us.
pre-dementia is I forget things, and so I might forget this conversation when it comes time
Don't
to get
worry, I'll
everything.
remind
I
you.
know you will.
Well, the
How's
thing
that
is-
stomach lining?
They give you that sandwich. It's tough. It's the bread is on top. They have the barbecue sauce. Like they're covering up the failure that thing is.
I just don't know why you need stomach lining and heart. Like, I mean, I guess you're just filling it and
It's cheap.
making
It's
it thick. It's all
leftover.
the stuff that would
it's
get
probably
thrown
like,
away.
If you're buying it, let's say you're buying something from like a farmer, like they have to, obviously they mass produce because it's McDonald's.
Yeah.
All of the stuff that's necessary for like the burgers and the chicken. It's obviously it's not prime cuts because that would be
Right.
insane. But it's decent stuff. It's real stuff. This is the stuff that the farmer's like, I can make a few cents off of this heart and intestine and. Tripe.
I want to meet the
Throw
doctor.
it in a grinder and take
I want to
that
meet the
form it.
Dr. Evil that came up with this and it was like, let's do a McRib with no rib meat. What else can we use? Stomach lining and all this stuff. Like,
And the
who
thing is,
does
too, that they're saying it's shoulder meat,
Yeah.
which is just weird to begin
Yeah.
with.
Why is there that
But
claim?
then
on
on
it?
pork shoulders,
top
but
of
pork
it-
shoulders good.
That's
though.
a normal thing.
Yeah.
But then to find out the real ingredients.
I think it's interesting because indigenous people, whenever they killed an animal,
They ate every part of
always
it.
ate every part of it.
Yeah.
Asia too.
This
Boy,
is
Asia
just-
does not let a single part of an animal go to waste.
This is just us not. The McRib is us being agriculturally intelligent people.
I'm an environmentalist. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
Well done.
this feels great. I didn't know
Go
that.
Saving
for
the
it.
planet one McRib at a time.
That's what I'm trying to do. Oh, that is rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is
Makes me
kind
wanna
of
gag.
rough.
That's killing me.
Oh, I got an email from somebody that I want to share a potty. Christopher. He says. Hey, incidentally, he was talking to me about something else, but he goes, any chance of a rant about the Republican debate on the upcoming Aftercast? Would seriously love to hear some of that. And so I responded back to him and I said, I missed the last debate. I saw a couple of highlights, but didn't see enough to formulate an educated rant. I know you're probably wondering who's responding to me right now, because this cannot be Wally, but it is. I'm just trying to slow down my intake of things that infuriate me just a little to calm me down.
Was this like a secondary debate after they were like, oh, we're going to call you Donald Duck and stuff? Or was that the debate he's mentioning?
That might have been the second one. I think that was the second one.
Because
that was Chris Christie.
Those were some funny clips that came out of it.
Chris Christie, what a mess. Like he is like he was a Republican, then a Democrat, and vice versa. He was Democrat, now he's a Republican. He wants to run and be, the president. And he used to be kind of a crony of Trump, and then he turned on him. And so it's real interesting. But he held on to that because he was saying that Trump doesn't do the debates, and he was like, we'll call him Donald Duck, like ducking out of the debate. And you're like, some writer for him wrote that and was like, okay, trust me, Chris, this is gold. This is gold. You're going to want to hold on to it, though. You're going to save that, put it in your back pocket, and wait for just the right moment, and then look straight to camera and go, Donald Duck. It was so bad.
If it had been nonchalant, like if he had really, like if he'd been going and on the moment just was like, oh, Donald Duck over here. Like
exactly.
I would have sat there and been like, oh, that was a good one. But like the fact that it was like basically the only part of his part of the debate that has any bearing on news cycles is just that comment right there. It's more detrimental to him, I think.
It was calculated.
I know it was, but it was terrible. It was a terrible call.
I saw one clip that was, I don't even know who the person is running for president. I have no idea who this person was. But the lady who is, somebody was opening up and they said, and for our Spanish speaking audience, and then she said all this stuff in Spanish. And the guy goes, I'm sorry, why are we doing that? Like, this is America. Why are we doing something for people who just speak Spanish? In fact, if they can't speak the language, they shouldn't be allowed to vote. You're like, what just happened?
Isn't that one trendy guy?
It's not Ramaswamy.
No?
It was another guy. It was another guy who is not like Caucasian. And you're like, what?
Wow.
Like, he just threw down. You know?
He did.
So he's a guy that's like, okay, obviously I'm not going to win this thing. And so I'm just going to go out and go nuts. Like, I had to watch it a couple of times because I thought it was fake. Like, I'm like, did somebody deep fake this or something? Because there's no way.
I wonder if they'll
Bad lip reading.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys are so
good with the Democratic one.
Those guys are so good. You know, Trump has to be loving. He's the opposite of Will Smith. He's like, keep my name in your mouth, because that's what he's done. And it's like they all use their time on the debate to talk about why Donald wasn't there. You're still making him the celebrity in the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, if I was him, I would have showed up and just went, well, you're here. Why aren't you in a debate? Because I would have been like, I don't suffer fools, you know, and like I would have like used it to my advantage and been like, I'm not engaging with you people. You're not even a thought to me.
Yeah, he honestly does not care.
No, that's so crazy. Oh, get ready again. Buckle up, because here we go. We're getting closer. It's going to be interesting. Lady Rock, what do you got?
Bruce Springsteen got out what his tour rider calls for.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dude, if you don't know what a rider is, it's what artists put down in a contract so that when they get to a site, the promoter of the show has to do what is in this thing. Sometimes it's legendary, like Doc McGee used to put in for Van Halen bowls of M&Ms with no green M&Ms. And the reason he put it in there was so that he knew then people read through every detail. And if you're going to hit that detail, he knew you were going to cover everything else. And so, like, I think Mariah Carey is like only white lilies in these rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the more ridiculous or the bigger of a star you are, the more ridiculous your rider can be. I mean, he's known for hits like these.
Oh, yeah, he's he's sick right now, too. He's got some, like, ulcer condition. Like, that's a bummer. I would hate to have that.
But on his tour rider, he requires chicken soup with lots of broth.
Okay.
And he wants that before the show.
Isn't chicken soup kind of all broth? You know,
no, there's noodles and there's carrots.
But he just wants it to be, like, very extra, like liquidy miso soup from, like, a hibachi restaurant.
How old is he?
Oh.
He's got to be 78.
60.
No.
72.
I'm going to say 78.
Okay. You were saying what?
78.
What'd you say?
72.
He's 74.
Oh, wow.
I was also going to guess in the 60s. So
wow. He's up there, though. Anyways, okay, so
I need stuff I don't have to chew.
Oh, stop it. Chicken soup with lots of broth. That's before the show. Then after the show, he wants 16 cold, fresh shrimp.
Oh, nice.
With, quote, homemade seafood sauce.
Nice.
And 2 bags of rolled gold pretzels with no substitutions.
Rolled gold is the best pretzel. That and the one in the blue bag with the pretzel flats, those are really good.
Is it
too.
like a reward to himself? Like he's like,
it might be.
Good show, Bruce.
It might be.
Well, when you think about it, like me and Bruce Springsteen have a a little bit in common. I love pretzels.
You and a 74-year-old.
Sadly, and we both can't forget where we were last night or remember where we were last night. But like the cold shrimp, I could have shrimp. When I do a cruise, I have shrimp cocktail every day, and I love it. And then you can get shrimp cocktail at Costco for $5, or not Costco, Kohl's. No, not Kohl's.
Yeah, that's weird.
Kroger. You can get at Kroger. Me and Bruce, we're losing our
that
minds.
age thing showing.
At Kroger for $5. So why not have shrimp cocktail every day? Well, because it tastes a little weird sometimes. So I don't do it often, but I will do some.
You wouldn't get shrimp cocktail from a gas station.
No, like sushi gas station, gas station sushi. No.
And other things that he wants hand squeezed lemon juice.
Okay.
None of that fake stuff.
Nice.
And he wants 6 hard boiled eggs with the yolk removed.
Okay.
Now we're getting.
He also wants a massage therapist and a manicurist who can do, quote, a man's and woman's acrylic nail work.
Wow.
Does Bruce have, does he go?
He can't play the guitar if he has crazy nails.
Well,
and he's kind of like a man's man.
Or are they damaged after the fact?
A
after the performance.
Of guitar players have longer nails, and they keep them longer, and so they can pick with their fingers, and so they'll actually use them as guitar picks in essence. And so, I could see that being a thing.
And then maybe because this artist, this manicurist, can do a women's, maybe it's for the women in his band or for his wife. Who knows?
Mine would all be, and I know Betty's would all be food related, like your 100%. Wants, your writer.
What would I want if I knew I had done a show well done and I was looking forward to it at the end of the show? What would I want?
Because what happens is, too, while you think about that.
Reese's Sticks.
There you go.
They're my favorite.
See, at the end of a show, you have what's called bus food. A new kitten in every town.
I wanted a adoptable kitten.
And then they just put it to sleep and you leave.
Why would you say that?
So, like they have bus food. So you finish the show.
Milo's tea.
At the show, you have food on site prior to, but then usually you finish the show, you head out real quick. They either take you to a hotel to shower or you shower at the venue and then back on the bus and you're gone. And so they have bus food. And so they have it catered or brought in a lot of times, and they bring all this food and put it on the bus because everybody's amped up after a show and you're not going to bed anytime soon. Yeah. And so they will like eat food on the bus. But boy, eggs on a bus, that's not good.
But he's
shrimp.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah,
he can do whatever he wants.
He has his own bus,
He
too.
can order a tuna melt, and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah, the poor bus driver has to deal with it. Like, oh, Bruce, you're killing me. Crack a window, bro. That's the thing. Like, living on a bus is... it's one of those things. I think most of the guys that I know are like, man, it was so good early on.
I got to experience it.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? You went out with I Am They?
And I don't think I would do it for...
very long?
No.
What didn't you like about it?
What I didn't like about it was never knowing what to expect. I realized that I am a creature of habit, and there's something different, something new every time, and you don't know where to go. Yeah. You're blurry-eyed. You got your contacts in. You got to find the bathroom to go wash your face and brush your teeth. I like having my own space and knowing where everything is, and it stays there.
The amount of chargers they lose on tour. That was what you should put in your rider. I want an iPhone charger.
Now, I will say the best part about it all, and it's going to sound weird, but at 2:30 in the morning, when we were driving through somewhere, I have no idea, and I woke up in my bunk, and it's like sleeping in a coffin.
It really is. You have no room in that thing.
And I'm sleeping there, and it's completely dark, and all you can hear is the humming of the bus. Yeah. And we're sitting still getting gas somewhere to Flying J in the middle of America, and all I hear in the loudspeaker is... Shower ready for Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
Shower ready for Bob.
Is that your bus driver?
No, just some trucker.
But it was just so cool to be like, it's 2:30 in the morning, and here we are doing this.
Different life.
Yeah.
I think the worst part of the bus, though, is the fact that you have a bathroom there. It's on the bus. It's sitting right there.
But
you are not allowed to use it. Like everybody, like you can tinkle, but you can't use it for what you really want it there for.
If you have an emergency.
Yes.
And, you all the time, especially. It would be easier as a guy, but as a woman, like you, with the bus that we were on, you couldn't even flush the toilet paper.
Yeah, that's horrible. What are you in a third world country? That's what they do in third world countries. It's all because they don't want to have to empty out the tanks. That's why. Because going to places to find a place to empty your I think they call them black tanks or whatever. Should be brown tank, but like when you try to empty though, you have to go to a place to empty them, and it's a pain, and it can clog up the system and everything. But that's why I would get an RV, is so that I could use the RV and not have to use a truck stop bathroom. Mm-hmm. Those are the worst.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Except Buc-ee's.
No, if you go to Buc-ee's, you're okay.
But trucks don't go to Buc-ee's. You're not. I don't think you're allowed to take trucks into Buc-ee's. And so buses and tour buses, because if you'll look at a Buc-ee's across the street from like Buc-ee's, there'll be like a Flying J or a Love's, which is actually a truck stop where trucks go in.
Does Buc-ee's not have any of the... I guess,
I have never seen a truck or a bus stop at Buc-ee's. I don't think they service them. I think
they don't. They said that their driveways and parking lots aren't designed to allow semis.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just cars.
So if you're a bus driver, you can't have a Buc-ee's dream. Like,
no, you cannot.
That's
you're
sad.
going to Love's and you're sitting there looking at it, going, "Well, I'm going to park here and walk across the street, and use a nice bathroom, and get some cotton candy Laffy Taffy."
Oh man, that stinks.
So there you go. All right, you got any birthdays?
I do. I have some that we need to catch up on because they celebrated over the weekend.
Let's do it.
Let's see. Neil Amy, Caleb, and Noah all want to wish Abigail a happy birthday. She celebrated Sunday. Said she is our princess and we love her so much. It's been amazing to watch her grow in her faith and share the love of Jesus with others. Happy birthday, Abigail. We got Sam wishing his daughter Audrey a happy birthday. She turned 13 on Sunday. Wow, I apologize for Grandpa. Grandpa is dealing with...
What? I have my mic off.
It was funny.
You couldn't hear it.
Yes, you can.
No. You can hear me blowing my nose?
Yes.
I'm sick today, and I came into work anyway because I have that kind of commitment. Yeah.
That's another topic for another day. She's turning 13 and she's been listening to Wally since she was 6.
Nice.
We've got Jeff and Joe and Anna all wanting to wish Beth a happy birthday. Beth is Jeff's wife and Joe and Anna's mom. She's a wonderful wife and mom to our 2 kids. And then today, Sage wants to wish her boyfriend Duncan a happy birthday, saying he's the most amazing partner and co-parent.
I like the name Duncan.
Makes me think of Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, the question is, pancakes or waffles? And then why?
Simple.
Why?
I am simple is like just a simple question. Sometimes ours are heady. I like pancakes right now.
Me too.
I have if the third option, the French toast wasn't even there, and that would be mine. But pancakes.
French toast is always my go-to.
Yes.
Pancakes second, waffle third.
Why?
Like waffles don't eat well, and like when you try to spread the butter out on them, and it just stops in each of the holes.
It's not to say that it's like we're unhappy to have a waffle in
fine.
front of us, but like if I'm choosing,
You want the pancake.
I like them fried in oil, like done in oil, so they're crispy on the outside.
Cracker Barrel does
yes,
So perfect.
exactly
So
like Cracker
perfect.
Barrel does it. They do it well.
You're going to choose waffles.
I'm going to choose waffles,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you why. I like things crunchy and a little well done, and you can do that with Eggo. And also, too,
that's the
I
ghetto
love,
waffle.
No, I love Eggo. That's
What?
a great. No.
It's so good.
It's so simple. It's like the
so good.
Pop-Tart of waffles.
Waffle House, if you get them crunchy, they're good. But
they're
also,
usually not though.
Oh, they
They're
get them
always
gummy.
mushy.
I want them like really crunchy. Anyway, the pockets, the squares can turn into butter and syrup pockets.
Yeah.
And to me, that is a winner.
It's joy.
I hate having to, like, we have a Mickey waffle maker, and we used it a couple times when we first bought it and have not used it much because I hate cleaning it. It's so much harder to clean than just a skillet that you do pancakes in. It's not worth it to me.
I will say that one of the beautiful things about like mini waffle makers is your ability to put like cinnamon rolls in them.
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah.
create those like cinnamon roll waffles.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fun little unique. You can do that with waffle makers. I've seen that as like a TikTok trend is people putting leftover rice in it, and then you create like an Asian dish with
Really?
the rice and the waffle because it like maintains its shape. It's like sushi waffles.
Oh.
It's weird.
That's interesting.
It's for the artsy people.
Yeah, not necessary. Just batter.
No, but that's judging.
Not
Neither is a
necessary.
McRib. That's not necessary.
A
but
McRib is necessary
we
for
do
life.
that.
Oh, with the stomach lining.
Tripe.
McRib is life.
And heart. And they just
To quote
slather it
Danny.
in barbecue sauce. And they're like,
Their
here.
barbecue sauce is really good on it.
Well, it's got to be to cover that up.
When you think about it, isn't most food just the vehicle for the condiment? Like the McRib is just a vehicle for the barbecue sauce.
You're saying food. Like this is McRib is a questionable on that front.
But there's so many things like that, like chicken. So many pieces of chicken you buy.
Yeah.
It's only because the sauce that you put on it is what makes the flavor. Other than that, it's just you're eating something chewy to give it texture.
You think?
Yeah, because chicken doesn't have like this crazy taste in
No,
itself.
but there are some
Like,
that
if
I'm
I
like,
go
I could
to-
eat that just as is.
Like when I go to Cane's, it's a very solid piece of chicken. Like, but
But it's battered.
I'm more so. It's battered, but I'm more so in my head being like, I just want to cover this thing up in the
Yeah,
cane
exactly.
sauce.
With the sauce, cane sauce and the batter, it's the chicken is almost ancillary. That's why I mean,
I could see it with the fries. Yeah.
yeah, like people like that, do tofu or whatever. It's the same type thing. If you have that thing that's just the vehicle for the delivery.
You had tofu?
I have years ago.
It's probably
and
similar to the McRib.
It's very
Probably.
It is.
Yeah,
It's very spongy.
Yeah, I would not ever eat that
I am
again.
confused. Tofu is one of those things where I've heard people be like, "Oh, and if you make it like this, it's similar
Nope.
to this," and then I'm like, I almost find it more logical to do the silly little like, "Oh, we made this What's the white broccoli? What's white broccoli? It's
cauliflower.
Yeah,
white
making things.
We call it white broccoli in my house.
I couldn't think of the word. If you use that, like, I had a cauliflower steak. I'm like, that's A, that's wrong. B, I kind of get that one more than the weird, like, we created this gelatinous thing and called it.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. This is the whole thing on that. No one has ever went, I've got this steak and I made it. It tastes just like cauliflower. Like everything that like healthy people do are always trying to emulate something that tastes good. This cauliflower tastes just like regular pizza. Pizza doesn't go, I want to make this pizza and it's going to taste just like cauliflower pizza.
Now listen, I will correct you on that. I have had cauliflower crust pizza and it is so good.
Where at?
Pie 5.
Really?
It was so good, but I think...
And you got the privilege of paying extra for it, too. A lot of people.
There is that, but I think the difference is...
It's plant-based. How could that be more expensive?
But the difference is that I like thin crust pizza.
I do, too.
And if you like thick crust, you're not going to find that in the cauliflower.
With the thin crust, there's less room for you being like...
It's like a cracker.
It,
I tried it.
So
I've tried it before. I haven't had theirs, but I know like I've tried it before. I'm like, no.
I can't say I've tried it. I'm not going to sit here and claim.
Here's what's so crazy is that you can say no to the cauliflower. You're like, no. But when you hear of pork intestines,
I'm still in. I'm still in for some tripe. Yeah, I know. I get it. I see. Do
you hear it?
I hear it. I see it. All of it. But dadgummit, if McRibs were on the menu today, it's what I would be having for lunch.
Be like, who's having intestines today?
This guy. Hey, you know what? Around for everybody. Pig intestines for the whole gang. I'll bring you guys back some when they have.
No, please don't.
All right, that's gonna do it for your Aftercast today. And as always, thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.